Hello traders, in this video we are going to be looking at cumulative volume delta or CVD divergence. Now in order to gain an understanding of what CVD is, you first need to understand each of its component parts. So I'm sure everyone here probably already knows what cumulative and volume mean. Okay, so cumulative basically being the sum of something that increases or decreases in quantity with successive additions. Volume within trading being the total amount of contracts bought or sold, and delta. So this is the one that you may not have heard of before. So basically, delta is the difference between buyers and sellers at market. Okay, so these are the aggressive participants, the participants that are moving price by making market orders. So you have limit orders, you have market orders. These are the people buying and selling at market. So within each candle, there will be a difference between the buyers and sellers, and this is what your delta is. So here's a quick example. This candle here had $100 million of contracts bought and $40 million of contracts sold within this one candle, which gives us a delta of plus 60 million. So a positive delta of 60 million contracts. Okay, so that is by taking the net difference between the buyers and the sellers to give you your delta. So now that we've just covered that, the CVD. So cumulative volume delta measures the effectiveness of buyers and sellers' actions. By looking at volume and delta, we can gain an understanding of what buyers and sellers are doing at market and see how effective their actions are at moving price. When aggressive participants are not being effective, a divergence appears, showing a loss of momentum or a sign of weakness which we as traders can profit from. Okay, so the divergence comes in two main forms, and they're very simple and easy to understand if you know what you're looking for. Okay, these can happen during an uptrend or during a downtrend, not necessarily in kind of sideways range bound markets, or you can see these as well, but we're mainly looking at uptrends and downtrends on this. So first of all, you have your lack of participants. Now this happens when price is trending upwards or downwards, but CVD is not following the move. This shows that there is a lack of aggressive participants and can be a sign of exhaustion or weakness. So you see here, the top row here being the price making its uptrend, and then on the bottom row here you have your CVD with your high and your lower high. So price, high, higher high, CVD, high and a lower high. If you're in a downtrend, of course, making your low and your lower low, with CVD not following, making a low and a higher low here. So this is your lack of participants, the first form of divergence that you can get with CVD. The other form is absorption. So absorption is when CVD is making higher highs or lower lows, but price is not following. Aggressive participants are attempting to move the market, but price is being absorbed by limit orders. So within this, you can see here an uptrend in price, at least on the CVD. So you see CVD here making this high, people still buying it at market. So the cumulative effect of all of these buyers and sellers is still increasing, more people wanting to buy this. But price isn't showing that. Although more people are buying this at market, price has been unable to break above the previous high. And this is because you have people here sitting in the order book with limit orders. So these are the passive participants. You have the aggressors, which are the people buying at market, and you have the passive participants, which are the people sitting on the order book waiting for you as a, well, if you are making the market orders, for you to fill their orders. Okay, so in this instance, we have the absorption with the price here, it being unable to make a higher high, but the CVD continuing, which shows again a sign of weakness from the sellers and from the buyers, and showing that the sellers in this instance are in control. They are dictating where this market is going to move at this point. The same with the downtrend. Okay, so you have the price here forming a low and then actually making a higher low, while CVD forms a lower low. So this is showing absorption here of price. so absorption of price at this point, by people buying up on limit the participants that are selling this move down. Okay, so that's very simply just how these two divergences work. And the way that you can gain an edge by trading this is if you can spot a sign of weakness early. And this is the great thing about cumulative volume delta, is unlike other oscillators that tend to lag behind price because they need to wait for a candle close in order to form, the CVD is always there. It is taking into account every single contract bought and sold, and you can know as it happens when these divergences form. You can see them in real time. There's no lag. It is a leading indicator that helps you to gain an advantage early on the market to see when a trend is reaching a point of exhaustion or even when to see that when there is strength in the market. Okay, so this is a really, really useful tool to be able to use in your trading. And instead of showing you some kind of just rough ideas of like how this has worked previously, what I've done is I've created a template which is available to everyone on the Discord. It's a very, very simple template here that we can use. And what you have is you have the price here on the top of the screen, and you have your CVD down here at the bottom. And what you want to be doing is just, if you've not kind of tried doing this before and you're new to like learning about CVD, just try and spot these things within this chart. So get this chart open and just try and spot some of the things that I've been talking about. Okay, so you can use this on any time frame. Do it on whatever time frame you like. I've got it on 15-minute here, but we can maybe just try and change things up and see if there's some other interesting stuff on here as well. So first of all, what you're doing is you're looking for extremes in the CVD and in the price. Okay, so we can go along here and we can see as you're going along, in fact, straight away, we can see something. Okay, so what we have is not the best example. This one, I'm sure there will be better ones, but you can see here price making this slightly higher high. But what do we have on the CVD is it is making these lower lows, sorry, this slightly higher low, and then CVD making these lower lows. So at this point, what this is showing is absorption. So this is the absorption CVD, where you see the CVD coming down. You see people trying to short this, but price cannot go any lower, meaning that people are buying this with limit orders. So there are people sat here with limit orders waiting to buy as price comes into it, absorbing price, and then what do you get? A really nice move out of that. And then we can continue backwards and we can start to look at some other ones here. You have another one here, which is a bit weird actually. So again, I'm not quite sure what to make of this one, but price making a massively higher high and CVD making quite a significant lower low. Okay, sorry, I keep saying higher high, and I mean a higher low, and CVD quite significantly making this lower low here. Now this is probably due to the exchange. When you see things like this, you've got to take it kind of with a little bit of caution. It clearly worked out, and it clearly kind of gave you something to trade, that you did see this move up that happened afterwards. But this would have been more than likely some big players coming into the market and some aggressive shorts coming in, because yeah, but again, you can see clear absorption that would have been happening here. And then we can take things on and we can start to look up at this high up here maybe. And again, we have a nice example here. This case, the other form of divergence. Okay, so you remember what I was saying about there being, first of all, absorption, which is when the CVD would be continuing higher and price not being able to break that. In this case, we have this lack of participants. So you can see here between these highs and these highs, price making a high here and then breaking above. We can see the difference in the CVD at this point as you make this lower high on the CVD, showing a sign of weakness from the buyers, that this move may be exhausted at this stage, and then you can expect a move down from that, which of course it did get. So again, in this case, showing that sign of weakness from a lack of participants in the market. And yeah, you can continue this on, and you can just start to see these things as well. So we can move back. We can go. Well, let's see what else we've got here. Again, we've got quite a nice little example here, going from these lows to these lows, with the CVD not breaking, showing again a lack of participants on this move, which then, of course, led to a big move up. Okay, and we'll continue this for a couple more examples. Let's see if we can find a nice one. And again, at the highs, what do you see at the highs? A higher high in price, a lower high on the CVD, a lack of participants, seeing a big move down. And again here, we get not only the lack of participants on this high, but then we get the absorption here on this high, and a lack of participants on this high as well. So there's quite a few things here. So this one's showing the absorption. So you have the CVD absorption, a sign of weakness. I mean, yep, a sign of weakness from the buyers, and that sellers are in control, leading to that move down. And then what do you get between these ones? You get, in fact, this one's pretty flat, but we're more looking at kind of, I guess at this stage, maybe looking at something like this, where you have this kind of effect of being this high, and then showing the lack of participants as this price comes up, unable to break this CVD high, and again leading to a big move down. So yeah, I'd say try out this chart. Try it on different time frames. You can take it all the way down to a 1 minute chart, for example. Let's just have a look. I'm sure, well, we might see something useful that's happening right now on price. Usually, of course, you're looking for these at the highs and at the lows. So in this instance, not so much coming down here. That's a pretty decent trending move. Are we looking at anything at the lows here? You get see if we can find anything. Let's find something useful. There probably are examples within this. But again, if they're not, if I don't find one very quickly, we'll just, okay, here we go. So you do have these examples here. Again, not the cleanest, but we do see an example here of course, this price making these highs here, CVD, showing that lack of participants in the move higher, which eventually leads to a move down. So saying that, okay, price is a bit exhausted here, it's time to correct. Let's look and kind of correct this move and go back down in price. And like I was saying, you can use this on virtually, well, on any time frame at all. We can take this to, whatever we want. Maybe the 5 minute chart gives us a little bit more. But you get the idea. Again, we have a little bit of divergence here on these highs, a little bit of weakness in the charts, and then you get a small correction off of that. I'm going to try and find one quickly of some absorption, because those are the nice ones. The absorption is the kind of the most powerful that you would tend to see. We have a small instance of it here. You see with the low and the lower low on the CVD, and then the low and the higher low on price, which gives us a nice continuation of price here. Again, CVD on these lows, giving a low compared to where we were back here. So price moving up, but CVD moving down, showing you that at this point, this is giving you divergence here, which says, okay, this move, because this is kind of already trending, and you're looking at these lows, you can see you get a continuation of this move as well. So yeah, just a few very basic examples of that. Again, we see absorption at the highs here, with this CVD making this slightly higher high, but without price being able to get up above it. And then of course we do follow that with a move down. So yeah, I hope that was useful. Do try out this template. There are other ways, of course, that you can look at this. I do like to use, so if you have exocharts, of course, then do download this template. If you do not have exocharts, you can use this site called AgriTrade, which is free to use. It does have a CVD built into that. And again, we do have templates for these on the Discord that you are able to use. What you can see here is your CVD overlay, in this case in green, with your price here in, of course, the candles. And we're looking at the 1 minute chart here, but again, we can take this to a 15-minute, and you can start to see the difference with the CVD. In fact, this might give us something interesting. Let's do an hour. And then you can see again here the CVD overlay in green and the price in your white and grey here. And the other thing that this has, which I won't go into too much detail now, but you can change this between spot exchanges and perpetual contracts. So this is, again, is a really nice template that is available on the Discord that you can use. So yeah, thank you very much for watching. Do give this video a like, and if you have not seen any of my videos before, then do subscribe. Do come and join us on the Discord, where you can gain access to these templates. Now, this isn't like one that you would use necessarily to trade from all the time, but this is a really good little template just to train your eye, just to start looking at these things, train your eye, and then you can look at other information as well, what's going on within the candle, which again is another video in itself that I'll need to do based on that, so you can start to look at imbalances at the highs and just to build on this understanding. But yeah, thank you guys for watching. Do use this, and I'll catch you in the next video. Cheers.